I'm R. Prabha, Assistant Professor in the Department of ECE, SNS College of Technology. In this video, we will discuss the topic on slot antennas. So, slot antenna is an example of aperture antenna. So, a rectangular slot is made on the conducting sheet. These slot antennas can be formed by simply making cut on the surface where they are mounted on. And when this sheet is driven as an antenna by a driving frequency, the slot radiates electromagnetic waves in similar way to a dipole antenna. And the slot antenna frequency range is, it is 300 MHz to 30 GHz. It works in ultra high frequency and super high frequency ranges, and the polarization of slot antenna is linear polarization. And the advantage of slot antenna is it is very simple to fabricate and having very low loss. And since its loss is low, we can say that the antenna is having high efficiency. And slotted antenna arrays used with waveguides are a popular antenna in navigation, radar, and other high frequency systems. So it is often used in aircraft applications because they can made to conform to the surface on which they are mounted. And the slots are typically thin, that is less than 0.1 lambda to 0.5 lambda at the center of the frequency of operation. And there are several types of slot antenna. We can make slot in waveguides, so we can get slotted waveguide antenna, and also the slot antenna we can make it as a narrow air valve. And construction and working of slot antenna is when an infinite conducting sheet is made with a rectangular cut and the fields are excited in the aperture, which is called as a slot, and the antenna is termed as a slot antenna. And the working of slot antenna will be easily understood by the Babinet's principle of optics. So according to Babinet's principle, it is we can understand that when the field behind a screen with an opening is added to the field of the complementary structure, the sum is equal to the field when there is no screen. So this is Babinet's principle. And working of slot antenna, this principle of optics is applied to electromagnetic waves for the wave to get radiated. It is true that when a high frequency field exists across a narrow slot in a conducting plane, the energy is radiated. And the voltage source is applied across the short end of the slot antenna. This induces an electric field distribution within the slot, and the currents that travel around the slot perimeter both contributed to the radiation. So the dual antenna is similar to a dipole antenna. The voltage source is applied at the center of this dipole so that the voltage source is rotated. So the impedance measurement of slot antenna, we can use Babinet's principle. The first result states that the impedance of the slot antenna Zs, and it is related to the impedance of the dual antenna Zc by the relation Zc Zs equal to lambda squared, eta squared by 4. So here eta is nothing but intrinsic impedance of free space. It is 377 ohms. And the radiation pattern of the slot antenna, we can observe that it is omnidirectional, just like a half-wave dipole antenna. Take a look at the following illustration of the picture given. So the picture shows that the radiation pattern of the slot antenna is drawn in the horizontal plane and the side view, and also the vertical plane, and the second diagram it is respectively. So now we discuss the disadvantages, advantages and applications of slot antenna. So the advantages is it is fabricated and concealed with metallic objects because its size and structure is very simple, and it can provide covered communications with a small transmitter. And the disadvantages, higher cross polarization levels, and it has lower radiation frequency. And the applications of slot antenna, it is usually for radar and navigational purpose, used as an array fed by a waveguide. And now the assessment is which of the following type does not the slot antenna belongs. It is a aperture type because the slot radiates through the aperture. And the second question, in which of the following band the slot antenna operates? We know it is the ultra high frequency and the super high frequency. Thank you.